Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Kingdom Soldier, and I'm back again with another commentary. I want to read you guys this twit longer from Censor. I went on Twitter and said, "What do you guys want me to talk about today?" And there's two really good topics. The first one I'm gonna take on. The second one I might do tomorrow because it was a really good topic. The first one was really about the pro point system. So I went back to a twit longer that FaZe Censor tweeted this morning. They got a lot of retweets, a lot of attention, and I'm going to read it to you guys. I wasn't going to. It's not too long, but it's better for me to read it than to try to say what he said. And he asked a question at the end, and I'm going to attempt to answer it. And then I'm going to let you guys go crazy in the comments. So he said, for the biggest event in the history of Call of Duty, the ESPN XGames, teams can make any roster they want in order to have the most possible pro points to qualify for the event. Since 5 teams qualify and 2 spots are up for grabs, and I think he meant 3 spots there, 3 spots are up for grabs between SB, Curse, and my team. Maybe he means 6 teams qualify. And my team, no, I know what he means. Okay, so the way the X Games is working is that 3 teams automatically qualified. That's Optic, Envy, and Complexity, or EG. And the other 5 spots are up for grabs, and 2 of them are between 3 teams. So that's what he's talking about, is those 2 extra spots, because TK and FaZe Red are pretty much shoo-ins. So SB, Curse, and FaZe Black are fighting over these last 2 spots. One of the 3 will not attend. I believe that the best way to decide which teams go is by whoever plays the best in this weekend's 5K tournament. However, none of that matters. Curse Orange can drop Croaster, who has 16,000 pro points, for Nex, who has 24,000 pro points, and pretty much guarantee themselves a spot at the event. If this was to happen, my team would be put in a situation in which we don't attend the event, or we contact the player who joined Curse Orange, Nex, or SB, and convince them to join us rather than the team they initially planned on. That would make it unfair for all 3 parties involved. This is why the pro point system is completely jacked, I'll say. He said a different word. Players who compete in 1v1, 1-and-done S&Ds, 2v2, and 3v3 tournaments are being rewarded pro points, which accumulated throughout Ghost and puts them in a prime opportunity to attend a 4v4 event televised on ESPN. Is this fair to the players and teams who have proven themselves as the best in the world? Isn't that what competition is all about? So I have a few things to say. I slightly agree with what Censor is saying. However, I think he's looking at it wrong. I think, and I'm not bashing, I'm not talking anything bad, but the reality is that the problem in this situation that he's discussing is not pro points, it's pro players. All of the team changes and everything that happened, when Censor says that his team is one of the best in the world, they won the U.S. championship, but not with the players that they have right now. They didn't have Formal when they won the U.S. championship. They had Apathy, and so things have changed. Now Apathy's on a team that is a shoo-in to go to the X Games, and it looks like FaZe Black is possibly not going to get to go, especially with the announcement today that FizzUp is going to take Method's place because Methods is too young to play in the event. And FizzUp only has like 2,000 or 3,000 more pro points than Methods. I think one has 31,000, FizzUp has 33 or 34,000, and so it's not that big of a bump, but it's enough. They need every bump they can get to stay above FaZe Black and Curse Orange. And Curse Orange can drop somebody and pick up one of their subs, maybe, that's on their list of substitutes, or can pick up any player like Nex so that they can secure themselves a spot. And I think what Censor is, he's got to blame something, and I get it. I understand it. You got to use something as a scapegoat. But the reality is, if Saints played at the previous event that we just had, if Saints played at that event, then they would be fine. And they would be going. If Saints played at UGC Niagara, then this team that he's talking about would be going to the event. FaZe Black would have finished higher than 5th. They would have gotten more pro points, and they'd be fine. But the reality is that all the pro points they did get, whatever they got from UGC Niagara, Saints didn't get any of that because he didn't go. The problem is a pro player, not the pro points system. And yeah, you can see clearly by looking at Dito and Saints and Censors and even Apathy's pro points, you can see that they have not been grinding the tournaments on MLG, on game battles. They haven't been grinding those tournaments, and people like Killa, who is right behind all of the Complexity players, one of only 4 or 5 players in competitive Call of Duty to have over 40,000 pro points, you can see that players like him, like Imbos, like Neslo, like Sharp, even Nameless. I didn't know Nameless. I didn't think about the fact that Nameless grinds some of these tournaments as well. You can see that these guys have been playing and they've been winning. And I think it's a point where they got to look at themselves and say, we're going to have to do these tournaments. You know, we're going to have to start grinding out UMG Online, and we're going to have to start grinding out game battles so that this never happens to us again, because they're so outpaced in pro points right now. It's not even funny. You know, they play better than most of the teams that are around them in pro points, that are close to them in pro points. And so it's going to be, I'm interested to see how this works out. You know, Curse Orange has Miyagi on there, and that dude has a lot of pro points. And so, you know, Fizzerp is 12th in pro points, and now he's on SB, and that gives them a bump. But Stainville doesn't do these tournaments, and so Stainville doesn't have a lot of pro points. So it's going to be interesting to see if we have a little teeny, it's not going to be a roster mania, roster minia, we'll call it, if that happens in the next few days, so that these teams can go to X Games. Because Censor is right, it is one of the biggest events, but I have to say that I don't believe the problem is the pro point system. I think pro points is perfect. It drives pro players to play UMG Online now that they have pro points, to play in game battles tournaments, to play 2Ks and 5Ks. You can't miss a 2K and 5K if you're a pro team, because this is what will happen to you. And the fact that Saints didn't get to go to UGC Niagara, I believe, is what most damaged FaZe Black and ruined their opportunity to go to X Games. And if they don't get to go, it's a pro player that's at fault, not the pro point system. This is your boy Kingdom Soldier. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.